We are live from Sturgis, South Dakota at the Great Motorcycle Rally here. It is I, the Mark Matt Graves, along with the Nacho King, Andy Savage.
Oh yeah, it's all that time, baby. Monday night, wrestling, nothing like it in the world, man.
Bringing back the Cheez-Its again. That feels good. I'll tell you what, I got to go out on a limb here and thank you personally because after last week's show, you know that I came to you. I was a little bit shook up about EAP's involvement with Anarchy, and now he's with Anarchy, and kind of wanted to go about introducing myself to this guy. And you told me that this was the proper get up to wear here. That the
That's
red
right,
bandana
man.
complements the blue bandana. It symbols a form of friendship along people in the bandana community. And I
Yes,
can't thank you
sir.
enough
Yes, sir.
for showing it to me. I can't really remember the sign,
Oh,
but we'll
you'll get it, man. You'll get it, man. We'll work on it.
right. I'm trying here.
I'm committed, man. I'm committed to helping you blend in and assimilate to the culture, man. I'm glad you're trying to expand your horizons, man. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, tonight we started things off hot and heavy. Hardcore Championship. The new champion, your friend,
Give
maybe
me
not so
one
much
second,
mine.
man. This is a very special match, man. Give me 1 second, man. Give me 1 second. I know we're live, but this is a very special match, man.
He's got a special KB3 shirt, I'm sure he's putting on. I'm really excited to see this. Folks, if you couldn't have joined us here in Sturgis, you missed out on a hell of a lot of action. 250,000 people here in the Black Hills of Sturgis, South Dakota. And it was one hell of a night. I can't wait to see this. This got to be a KB3 shirt. KB3 would step in the ring with Jester White. And the monster that he is, KB3, just looking exactly that.
All right, now we're in business, man. I needed a dark colored shirt, man, for this match because if the blood splashes on me, I'm gonna have to wear it all night, man. It won't show if I'm wearing dark colors, man. Thank you very much. All right, now let's get into it. KB3, Jester White.
Yeah,
Now, obviously, this man, KB3, he's been very, very physical, to say the least, man. It's an understatement. He's been quite frankly diabolical, man. And he's a well-deserved hardcore champion after what he did to Zoda bitch last week. We all saw it, man. Just quite brutal, quite sick, if I do say myself. But that's what being hardcore champion's about. The Mark, you should know a little something about that. I hear you're a horror movie fan. Is that true?
I do like I do like Gremlins. Gremlins is one of my favorite movies.
Okay. Not quite what I was thinking there. But well,
It's a
when it comes
little
to this
scary.
match, not quite, but when it comes to this match, this was scary, man. Maybe this will give you a better idea of of the horrors that I'm talking about, man. What did we have tonight?
Well, it did give me a little bit of an idea. You had KB3 slinging his Singapore cane all over the body of Jester White. Jester White with a trying to come back, but it was KB3 all over the place here. KB3 would take the fight out to the crowd. The bikers revving up their engines, slinging their piss jugs, or is that what it's called?
Exactly what it's called, man. And
Slinging
those
piss
guys,
jugs everywhere.
yeah, man. And those guys, they like what they see, man. They're used to a good old fashioned fight, no holds barred, no rules. Just get in there, beat your opponent to a pulp. No remorse, man. You step into a fight like that, you know what you're getting into. No regrets, man.
In the end, it would be KB3 and Jester White on the outside of the apron, looking towards the floor. KB3 putting that Singapore cane around the neck of Jester White and hitting that white Russian leg sweep from the apron out to the concrete floor for the 1, 2, 3. KB3 is going to
Tall, straight
retain
up
the
man.
hardcore title. Yeah, I can see why you're friends with this guy.
Uh, as he mentioned, he laid out for you. I'm not quite sure why you're still getting it confused. We have a respect, an association, a
Right.
connection, partnership. All right. Now
Friendship.
I'm just a
Kind of like
man.
me and
I'm
EA.
just a man. If you're looking, no, don't cut me off. Now, if you're looking to someone who's a mentor, a friend, that's Rocky T. That's the guy who brought him into the business. I wouldn't go that far. I'm not gonna be taking credit for his success here today. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just a guy who's passing on a little bit of knowledge, man. Just a different perspective, man. I'm nothing too special.
Very humble. Very humble. Match number two would
Get off my
see
nuts, man. You
would
are a
see
mark, but quit swinging from a sack, man.
match number two would see Billy Gore and Necro. And Necro would Billy Gore was putting out this open challenge all week, and Necro answered the call. And no pun intended. Um, and this match would prove to be one of the better matches of the night. These guys would,
Absolutely, man. This match was a slobber knocker, man. Back and forth all night. These two guys. When you got Gore, you got a physical individual, one of the most physically imposing, most purely strong guys we have on the roster. Necro, obviously more more unorthodox, so shall we say. But that's a pretty good trait to have when you're going against somebody big, strong like Gore. This match was very interesting, very great back and forth match we had tonight.
yeah, Billy Gore would hit the Gore Storm on Necro, only for a 2 count though, as would Necro hit his move, the Kiss of Alice, on Billy Gore, and it would end up coming down to another Kiss of Alice by Necro, but a little bit too late because it would be the referee would call for the bell. Everybody's wondering what's going on. It was a 20-minute time limit draw. These guys went the time limit.
Went the distance, man. We definitely need a rematch between these two guys. Give them 40 minutes, double the time, man. Let them go at it, man.
Exactly. Um, EAP, he really didn't need that tonight over going up against DCE, the Wicked Sin. DCE would hit the black hole suplex early, but wouldn't really get a chance after that because EAP would take over and dominate, ending the match with the Ghetto Blaster. And Ghetto
Hey,
Blast Mr.
man,
DCE right out of Sturgis.
DCE, man, he put up a great fight. He's one of the rising stars we have here in IW. He's a great wrestler, but we're talking about EAP, man. He's a veteran. He's a veteran, and this guy, he's a nasty cat, man. That ghetto blaster, when he hits you with it, you're going down for the count, man. No shame in that, man. You win him in the middle, lose him in the middle. DC, he'll be back in a big way, man.
I got to get you to show me that sign again.
Quit doing that on TV, man. We want to stay on the air here.
Uh,
It is
I'm
illegal.
sure when
Keep that in mind.
EAP sees it, when EAP sees it, he'll know what it is.
And he'll be quite happy to see it as well. Yeah.
Good, good.
He'll embrace you. He'll embrace you very warmly. I
That's
guarantee
awesome.
you. When EAP sees you with that bandana and sees you doing that sign, he will embrace
Yeah,
you so heavily. It is going to be such a heavy encounter. You are going to be very pleased.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Thank you for that as well.
Oh, of
Uh,
course. I'm
next
just here to help, man.
we have James Park and Johnny Rockstar and Alex in a handicap match, which have proved to be brutal. And I never thought I'd say this on the air again, but halos aplenty tonight. Uh, yeah,
Far be it from me to give out compliments to a goody two shoes like James Park, the heart and soul of I wrestling. I don't buy into any of that, all that nonsense, all that sob story stuff, all that heartfelt stuff. I don't buy into any of it, man. What I buy into is what he did tonight, man. Just straight beating these cats down, man. 1-on-2, he still gave it to him, man. Just no mercy on these kids, man. When I tell you, he left him laying. Both of these guys had to be stretchered out. It was ugly, man. It was ugly. These guys, if I was these guys, I wouldn't have showed up. You know, but unfortunately they did, and now we don't know how long they're going to be out of commission, man. This guy
Yeah,
James Park, don't call this guy out, man. Don't say his name. Don't cross his path, man. I don't want to walk past this guy anywhere. They say, I don't want to, that saying, I don't want to cross this guy in the dark. I don't want to cross this guy
right.
anywhere. I don't want to cross this guy anywhere. I don't care if we're in a public place. I don't care if we're at the Mall of America with 3,000 people. I don't care, man. I don't care.
Well, Alex and Johnny Rockstar, they couldn't hold things together off the bat. They were pushing and shoving each other before the match began. James Park would come out with a double clothesline. It would end up with a double money shot with James Park pulling Alex and Johnny Rockstar on top of each other, hitting that money shot, hitting the 1, 2, 3. But then he wouldn't stop there. He would bring both Alex and Johnny Rockstar out to the bikers section, which was pretty much all the way around the ring. And he put both of their faces down in the dirt and had the biker underneath the biker's tire, have them spin those tires on their faces and talk about your Black Heel Indian burns, or sorry, Native American burns.
You can't see my eyes right now, but there is a look of shock. If you could see him, you would see that I am shocked right now. I am appalled. This is just brutal. This is graphic. Put the kids to sleep, ladies and gentlemen.
Took the ambulance even longer to get down there because they had a group of bikers blocking the ambulance. They didn't want to see it. I guess the fun stop, or they thought it was fun.
We talked about it earlier, man. These guys, they're all for it, man.
Next up, we would have the television championship of the world. Chris Connolly, the Extreme, defending against Corruption Killer, and
Let's, let's I'm sorry. You always made me choke on the cheese, man. You called it the World Television Championship. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. We have to remember the lineage of this championship. Of course, when it was held by Chicago Savage, it was the World Television Championship.
and
When it
then
was attained by Dark and Graves,
it was the
became
World Heavyweight Television Championship, right?
no. That's where you're incorrect. That's where you're absolutely incorrect. That's where we have to
Uh,
have this conversation. That's where it was demoted to the World Television Prop. Now, can you remind me who beat him for the belt?
I believe it was Chris Connolly.
Okay, okay. Now, Chris Conley, a great wrestler. That's why on this TV screen you see the IW Television Championship. It was once again promoted from prop back up to championship. So now we have the World Television. I'm sorry, the IW Television Championship. So you misspoke there with the World Television Championship. Go ahead there.
So from IW Television to World Television back down to IW Television.
Mm-hmm,
So okay,
mm-hmm.
Chris Conley looking dominant in this match, and until he went for X marks the spot, and in a moment of determination, in a surprising effort, Corruption Killer hits the determination DDT, and we have a new television champion, new world television champion. Corruption Killer upset with the upset of the year
I think, yeah, you know what? We're gonna have to.
over Chris
This may be
Conley.
worthy of yet another promotion. This. He may be the greatest television champion since Chicago Savage. This may be worthy. We may have, obviously we're gonna have to appeal with the board of directors or you know the athletic commission, whoever we have to deal with to get this official. But this may result in this may restore some prestige to our wrestling, make that television championship a world championship yet again. That this may be uh absolutely historic. This match, the determination never fails. It never does. Quite simply, uh, this
Yeah,
man, hard work pays off, and this man always shows up to work, always ready. They say success is where opportunity meets preparation. This man obviously was prepared, and this tonight he had the opportunity and add the determination. It's over.
just goes to show you, folks, and well said, Nacho King. Just goes to show you, folks, if you've got the determination, that enough determination will get you anywhere in life. And congratulations to the Corruption Killer. Speaking of determination, I'm determined to get these Dunkaroos into my vanilla sauce here, whatever that means.
Dunkaroos is the cookie you drunk for as much frosting as you want. So how do you do your Dunkaroos?
The super duper deep dunk.
The long distance dainty dunk.
You can dunk a Dunkaroo in as much chocolate or vanilla frosting as you want. So, how do you do your Dunkaroos? Now we've mixed yummy chips of chocolate in a creamy vanilla frosting. New chocolate chip Dunkaroos. Hip hip for chocolate chip.
I want to apologize for my comments just then.
Look, I thought you said Dungaroos, man. I thought you were eating poop, man. You scared me.
No, I hadn't got that far yet. But
Yeah.
speaking of scary,
Do you plan to, man? Do you plan to get that far?
I do not. I do not plan to.
Hey, no judgment, man. Hey, be free, man. Tell the people how you're living, man. If you wanna.
I do not.
All right, man. All right. Just making sure.
She's off in the crowd, so I don't know what her plans are. But next up, we would have the World Tag Team Championships of iWrestling. Carnage and Graves of the Unholy Four defending against Blake Williams and Chicago Savage of Anarchy. And what a match this was! This was following up Corruption Killer and Conley was going to be hard, but these guys definitely did it.
Absolutely, man. Two, four experienced wrestlers in this match. A whole lot of clever tactics at play here. This was a great match to see.
Yeah, each man trying to one up the other. We would see Carnage and Williams started off, and we would see Williams with the PD-13. Then we'd see Graves and Savage. We'd see Chicago Savage hitting Graves with the Sears Tower. And, near falls all throughout this match. And it would come down to Blake Williams and Ethan Carnage in the middle of the ring. And here would come Necro down the aisle. And following him would be EAP. EAP come down to stop him. And they would start brawling in the middle of the aisle there. Bikers revving up their engines, just like all night. And the referee focused more on Necro and EAP. Whenever Graves would pull out that light bulb, haven't seen that in a while, hit Chicago Savage, bash that light bulb into his eyes, this little light of mine, which would cause Ethan Carnage to hit the Karnakazi and pin Chicago Savage 1, 2, 3. Your winners and still tag team champions, the Unholy Four of Darkin Graves and Ethan Carnage.
Hey, man, look, I can't be a hypocrite, man. Obviously I was praising all the violence that we saw earlier in our show. I'm not against necessarily the violence, but when we have a guy like Chicago Savage, I mean, we do have to sell merchandise and sell, he's a nice face to have on our advertisements. You understand?
Your
what I'm
grandson.
saying? Handsome cat, man. That face. We might have to find Graves, man. We might have to find him. I mean, he's it's bad for business, man. You can't be hurting that face. It's a moneymaker.
Well, I definitely agree with you on that one. But Graves and Carnage looking out to do what they do best, and that's hold on to championships and be victorious, and they were tonight. Graves and Carnage. So
they, as I mentioned, both teams very experienced, but it looks like the Unholy Four side had a little bit more chemistry, and they were able to pick up the victory. Great win for them.
Big win for them. And then we go to Shooter J and Mike Davis Jr. And this would be a pretty competitive match. But in the end, it would be Shooter J hitting the midnight ride on Mike Davis Jr. And Shooter J showing, saying he's tired of being booked in these kind of matches against what he calls lower level talent.
Hey,
what do you think about that?
Everybody's going to feel that way. Quite frankly, I know that Shooter J, he's a tough guy. He's been in that ring, for years and years at this point. He's been around the ropes. He's been around the rodeo, so to speak. I'm pretty sure I butchered both of those analogies or phrases, so to speak, but I'm just going to keep it rolling. Shooter J, he probably does deserve a bigger spot. We'll see what he gets, man. Hopefully next week he'll get the opportunity to get some competition and showcase what he can do.
Right. And Shooter J, of course, representing the truth. And speaking of the truth, coming up next would be T-Bone of what do we call this? The Heman Club, or we still don't know. We don't know. We haven't got
We do not know.
any word, but or against Chaos of the Truth, and this would be a nice little back and forth match. But it would be T-Bone with the Rougarou kick, getting the 1-2-3 over Chaos, a very worthy individual. One of our better matches of the night.
Yeah, T-Bone Boudreaux, this kid,
I'm sorry.
he's
I
not.
think it's just T-Bone now.
Oh,
Sorry.
I'm sorry. That's my mistake. That there has been some a falling out in the family. That is my mistake. I'm sorry about that. Now, when it comes to T-Bone, he is carving his own path and he's doing so effectively. He's been on a roll, man. I'm excited to see where he's gonna go in iWrestling moving forward. He is a former Omega World Champion. He's been able to make his mark here in iWrestling. He may be headed right back to the top. Only time will tell.
Then we have the prof, Nick Harrison. We're going to take on Jack the Ripper. It's going to be administration versus the truth here, with Frank Paul of the administration as the special guest referee. And, I guess we could see.
Excellent job tonight. He did an excellent job tonight. I'm surprised he's not, a full-time referee. It seemed as though he had done this 1,000 times over. This man was a natural at the position. I'm very pleased with his
Let's be
effort.
honest, Nacho. It seemed as though every time Jack the Ripper would hit a big move on the prof, that Frank Paul would pull a Nick Patrick. He would hit the 1 and 2, and then he would grab for his neck. His neck would start hurting. Jack the Ripper hitting a jackknife power bomb on Nick Harrison, and then some girl outside showing her boobies. Can I say that?
First and foremost,
her boobies, and
man,
Frank
these
Paul
guys,
1, 2.
look at the lack of emotion here with this guy. You truly are a mark, aren't you? You have no idea how any of this works. These guys, including the referees, they're on the road 300 nights a week. I mean, 300 nights a year. My mistake. You've got me flustered here. 300 nights a week, a year. They're on the road. Yeah. He had a crack in his neck. He reached for it, man. He reached for it. It wasn't on purpose. It's human error. All right, it happens. All right.
Well, how do you explain the boobies?
He was inspecting the woman. Okay, it's just how often in the middle of a match. Obviously, you do know that they have basic levels of health training to be a referee. You do know this, correct? And so when you
Correct.
have a woman who is exposing it, and you have the opportunity to give her a cancer exam visually, while
Cancer exam.
yeah, so while you have the opportunity to check for lumps, when would you ever have this opportunity in the middle of a wrestling event at Sturgis? When would this happen? This is a rare opportunity. He is doing his job as a medical professional. I have no idea how you can possibly criticize this man. I am appalled. I am
Well,
appalled.
I will
am
say that.
insulted for him, because I know that he has to be 10 times as insulted as I am for him. I am completely. How dare you?
I will say this: after Frank Paul's neck stopped hurting him, and every woman in the audience was cancer free, Nick Harrison would hit dropping you GTA, Brainbuster, and all of a sudden it was a miracle. Frank Paul would come to life and hit maybe the most amazing 1, 2, 3 in our business. Not a fast count, not a slow count, just a regular count. And
as I mentioned, he did an excellent job today.
The prof. Back to his winning ways.
And when it comes to let's talk about the you got me sidetracked there with the officiating, your unnecessary criticism of the officiating. When it comes to these two
It
competitors,
was a little suspicious.
again, when it comes to these two competitors, the Ripper, this guy, he's a fighter. He's never gonna go down easy. So of course, it was a back and forth match. The Ripper had his opportunities there, a couple near falls. He had a couple near falls there on the Professor, and the Professor, obviously, this man, to say he's a decorated athlete, to say he's an all-time great, to say that he's one of the biggest names in our sport, all of those are understatements. He's pretty much as big as it gets. So to even go this far with the Professor, it's an accomplishment. So
Now that we can agree on.
if you're the Ripper, you got to hang your head high on that, and to know that any given time you could come back and get another opportunity and actually win. All right. So great match. We have a potential contender in the Ripper. As I mentioned, he could be on the rise. So with a performance like that, so great match
And every woman went home
impeccable,
cancer free.
impeccable officiating by Frank Paul, and a great win. Incredible display of talent by the Professor, showing exactly why he is who he is.
Exactly. Couldn't have said that better myself. That was a nice job.
You're swinging from my sack again.
Next week we got the Joshua McClain against the returning Mike Tom. These two guys that know each other very well. Mike Tom, former member of Cult of Personality, former member of the Heman Club. Tonight, though, in his re-debut, I guess you would say, it was Mike Tom getting the win over the Joshua McClain with the deadfalls pop-up power bomb.
That is a deadly maneuver. If you can hit it out of nowhere like that, and this is probably the upset of the year so far. I didn't see this one coming. Did you see this one coming?
I think we all saw this one coming.
I didn't. I could have. To see someone beat the Joshua McClain in the middle of the ring, that's a bona fide shocker. As I mentioned, has to be upset of the year, probably upset of the decade. I didn't see this one coming. But with that being said, obviously a otherworldly performance by Mike Thom in order to pull this one out. Obviously, he had the match of his life, obviously, in order to do this. So huge props to him. And
they do live in the future over there in New Zealand. They live in the future.
They technically do. So yeah, maybe it's he was just a step ahead. So yeah, incredible win for him. Incredible performance. Not quite sure I've seen anything like it. I'm stunned. And there go my words.
Before we get to our main event, let's bring you to our sponsors. Here's Surge.
Life's a scream.
I love that song.
You know what, man? I feel like there's some sort of inside joke with the Surge stuff. I don't get it, man. So quite frankly,
I'm lost.
I'm still drinking water, man. I'm still drinking water.
I'm lost on it.
And I'm gonna keep it nice and healthy. But you guys can do whatever you want.
Yep. Next we have Brotherhood against the New Age Mayhem in our main event. And this will be bloody. This will be, as you would say, put the kids to sleep. Fighting out into the crowd kind of stuff. We would actually see rival biker gangs squaring off in this one.
Hey, man. Hey. Biker clubs, man. Biker clubs.
Biker clubs, sorry. They would be carrying clubs with them.
Come on, man. No. Get to the action, man. Let's get to the action.
So yeah, they would brawl out in front of all the biker clubs, and Rocky T and Rick Sabbath squaring off one-on-one, and they would pretty much stay one-on-one throughout this thing.
It was personal, man.
It was. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, these guys, they do have quite the history. Black and Blue Crew days. I mean, there's certain times, man, in our sport, you got to carve your own path, but it's not always a matter of it's not always that simple. Sometimes you step on the wrong toes, man, and sometimes you got to pay the piper for you know for disrespecting certain people. Sometimes you have to sometimes you have the opportunity to step up and overcome and become the new guy, but other times you might get put in your place.
We would see Rocky T trading shots with all the members of New Age Mayhem, Tony Hammer Morrison, Doomsayer, and Johnny Rotten. We would see Chad Bartlett hit Nagasaki 1945 on Johnny Rotten. I'm sorry, Bubba Boudreaux as well, hitting that reality check brainbuster from the top rope on Johnny Rotten. And this would just be, nasty.
This it was nasty. We did see one thing that was good to see here, man. We saw the new age mayhem. These guys showed, that they belong in this caliber of warfare, man. They came to play, and it was a downright brawl, man, to the very end.
Thomas Austin hitting an awesome bomb from the top rope onto Ricky Sabbath, and it looked like he was going to be out from there. Thomas Austin, the fans revving up the bikes. They loved him there. They loved. Seemed like they loved the Brotherhood a little bit more than they loved the New Age Mayhem here.
Oh yeah.
250,000 strong. In
Remember,
the end,
man, the Black and Blue Crew, Rocky, the international. I it was some what I it was something important. I'm sorry. Wait. He's some type of international leader. I look. I know as much about biker club as you know about gangs. So there we go.
well, they didn't have any clubs in their hands tonight, but they were hitting guys over the heads with beer bottles and everything. And Rocky T would hit Rick Sabbath over the head with a beer bottle, take him up top for the T-bomb, and that would be where the match ended. Rocky T would pin Rick Sabbath.
Hey,
1, 2, 3,
that
hitting
T-bomb,
that
that
inverted
pile
pile
driver
driver.
from the top rope, man. You're not getting up. You're not getting up from that, man. I mean, yeah, it's self-explanatory. But as I mentioned, these guys came to fight. They will be a force to be reckoned with moving forward, man. Uh, Great effort from both teams. Hell of a match, man.
Yeah, we would see Doomsayer hit Welcome to the Strange on Bubba Boudreaux, but it was both teams put in so much effort in this, but in the end it could only be one victorious, and Rocky T would end up scoring the victory for his team, for the Brotherhood, and now we move forward.
Hey, man, the summer tour keeps on rolling, man. I'm excited. I know you're excited because you're a mark. The fans are excited because they're marks like you. And all we've got is straight action and entertainment for you guys, man. This is the summer of fun. This is the summer of iWrestling.
I am, man, and what a better way to go get ready to go meet EAP. I hear he's in the concessions backstage, getting him a bite to eat. I think I'm just gonna sneak up on him and just boom.
Go get it, man. I can't wait for you guys to meet, man. I'm gonna be following at a distance, but because I'm not gonna catch you when you
But yeah, in case the cameras are rolling for like a 24/7 kind of deal when we finally shake hands.
Yeah, you guys are. When he sees
Blood.
you, he's definitely gonna shake your hand. When he sees you with that red, make sure as soon as you lock eyes with him, lock eyes with him, throw
Yeah,
up the sign.
sweet. I can't wait
There
for
you
this.
go, man. There you go.
For the Nacho Man, Andy Savage, I am Matt Graves, the Mark, and I'm gonna meet the AP. See you next week.